I haven't told a lot of people, but your favorite holster guy here is officially partnered with All right, guys, another build today, and this time, I promise you, I read the order, and I read it, and I read it, and I read it, until I understood it. I know. So if you saw the last video, I did an order where I completely forgot the hood. Well, while I'm waiting on new material, I still got to make holsters, so I'm moving on to the next one. So this next build is actually pretty cool, and I'll explain why it's very cool at the end. But we're doing an FNX 45 Tactical with TLR7. Bam, PALEHORSE mold right here. We got the TLR7. We're doing a QLS receiver plate. We're doing a QLS fork and a Talon level 2, a Talon drop. There is no hood on this holster, and I read and reread and reread it. And I have dealer's choice for the color that we're gonna do. Now, I was originally gonna do like penis camo or something like that, just because it's funny as hell. But with the professional relationship that we're gonna have, I'm doing night camo. So this one is from Holstersmith. It is printed on Storm Gray, and this is freaking gorgeous. So I got the ovens heated up. Let's go ahead and put the QLS fork blocking on our PALEHORSE mold, and let's get to building this. This gentleman's been waiting a little bit for this holster, and let's get it to him and get everything done. Now, a couple things we're gonna do while we're waiting, since the press is only at like 320 degrees right now. So first thing I'm going to do is we're going to put the blocking on here. Then we're going to mount this to this. All right. The blocking that I personally like to do is the large T blocking. And the blocking that you have options for are the Safariland and then this one. So this one actually fits Tech Lock and whatnot. This one does not, but I did add a hole to attempt it. But this is not in far enough, as you can see, but it fits the Safariland perfectly. So we're going to go ahead, and I like to do that one because it's easier to control. So with the gun on it, let's grab a blue gun. All right, so we are lined up right there. We're going to want our fork right around here. I like to put the top of the Safariland pretty much halfway between your fingers. You know, you can go lower, that's up to you. We're going to stick it right there, come around, bam, right there, and that's it. So that's where we're going to mount it, and what I have to do is just get some blocking or tape underneath it so it doesn't tilt on us and do stuff that we don't want it to do. So there's that end. This end, we got a little bit of a jingle there. So we'll go ahead and get another flat piece of something. Let's see here, that gap is kind of large. There we go. Perfect. Now, I'm going to square it up. Then I'm just going to throw on a layer of tape right here. I guess this is the easy part. There's no hood, so I don't have to worry about all that other blocking. All right, and then I don't want it to suck underneath. So I'm just going to take this and throw it right here. Perfect. All right, that's done. We're going to set that aside for now, and we'll move on to this. Now, when I first started getting these, I would say I mounted these backwards with the hardware. So what I used to do is put the Chicago screw on the back, the threaded barrel, and then I put this in the front. Now, tell me, if this is right here and you have other gear on it or something directly mounted to it, you can't get to that. So flip it so you do it from the back. And if you don't know what this is, it's an adapter to go 1 inch taller, so, or not 1 inch taller, but a larger belt. So to do a larger belt, you just remove that. So there's that. Now, I hate when you buy Safariland. They don't come with the nuts. A lot of them don't come with nuts anymore. They just come with this. Oh, that's going to be for the holster side. And this side. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and get the 3 nuts. All right. Now, the nuts are going to go on the Safariland side. As you can tell, they got the holes protruding for the spikes. We'll swap this out for what we need. You can Loctite these. I don't. These ones have the anti, loosening ridges on them. So I don't Loctite them. Plus, with a lot of the stuff, you could adjust the cant. So what I always recommend is find the sweet spot and then put Loctite on it where you like it. All right, now when doing these, those spikes are kind of thick, and you want it to sit flush. That way the fork can go in without any of the protrusions from the bolts or anything like that, because it'll hang up and stop it from going in and out. So that is done, so we can set that aside. And we're gonna need that. So now let's set up the vacuum table. It looks pretty big. Open that up. There was a pretty gnarly gap on the right side, so I just put a piece of tape there so it doesn't fold underneath it. And just set it up. As you can see, I did modify this mold, so it's got a little bit more grab. And this right here is plenty large enough. And this is 093 as well. Now, since I just turned this on, I just got back from getting the kids from school. So the pad is cold. A cold pad can be bad. You could get the bubbles in Kydex, the moisture coming out, because there's moisture in here as well, and the steam coming up into the Kydex. It's just a mess for everybody. But what I will not do is close the press with the heat directly against this, because it burns and bubbles, and then you're gonna have to replace it, and those things are like 20 or 30 bucks. So take your Teflon paper, right? And we're at 380 degrees right now. I don't know if you can see that, but I'm gonna go ahead and, of course, this is gonna stick up right here, so let's flip that, because I'm doing this one-handed. There we go. And I'm gonna let that sit, and with the foam being cold, the pressure pad inside, with that being cold, the cold pad will suck the heat out of this. So if you notice, this is going to go, let's flip the camera. That's going to go from 380, and it's actually going to drop down to like 360 degrees. There it is, already dropped right there for 1 degree. But it's going to drop down to about 360. And so I'm actually going to keep this closed until the foam reaches 380 or close to that. That way, everything is up to temp, and you're not worrying about any sort of moisture going to the Kydex. And while that's heating up, I ended up purchasing a file for the Icarus frame. I always call it Icarus, however you pronounce it. So this is a 365 macro with the frame. The difference with these frames, they do not fit normal holsters. It's the same shape and everything. However, if you look at it this way, right there, there's a gas pedal, and that gas pedal pushes it out. This one doesn't have it on both sides. Generally, they're ambidextrous, so I'm going to make the mold for it ambidextrous, because a lot of people don't offer it for just the frame itself with no light or anything like that. But someone emailed me and asked for one, so I ended up getting this. I 3D printed it. I have a Glock L, 17L on the printer right now to do as well. So I could scan this and then go ahead and make a mold for it. Now, this scan, the file was from a reputable company. So I went ahead and purchased it, and now I'm going to make a holster off of it, so I'm not worried whatsoever. And speaking of, so if you go to my website, faltac.com, you could actually purchase the 3D scans that I have. I have most of them uploaded. There's some that I'm still working on, but the scans that I get, I actually put on there for purchase as well, so you guys can go ahead and CNC cut or 3D print your own mold after you design it. So I am in no way uploading my molds that I create. Everything that I spend on Tinkercad is not it. It's the raw file of just the firearm or whatever, and those are what is up there. So those are available for those that are making their own molds, whether it be CNC cut or 3D printing. So I did that for you guys because I was getting a lot of questions about it, so I threw those up there, and we're gonna get this going. So this came out good, and like I said, I got the 17L in there right now. So moving on. Now, one thing I will tell you, I just threw the material in the press because this is a custom sublimation print. Then if you do not use a Teflon or a wax paper or anything as a barrier in between your foam and the Kydex, that heat transfer ink will transfer to your foam, and then it's going to transfer to every single piece of Kydex that you heat up after that. So if you're doing a job that's pink or white or purple or whatever, a lighter color, it's going to transfer whatever image you have onto it, and it'll be ghosted. And the only way to stop that is to block it with a Teflon sheet. Now, if you do happen to do it, you got two options. You flip it, three options. You flip it, you replace it, or you just keep pressing black until that ink is gone, and eventually it will subside. It's going to take a little bit, but eventually it disappears. Here we are right here. That is looking damn good. We're going to go ahead and drill those 3 and then drill these 4. And I don't have a trim jig for this. I haven't made one. So I'll cut a circumference and do it old school by hand. And drilled, and we are ready. Now, one very important step you guys can't forget is when you are doing a job that doesn't have a trim jig, you have to cut this out. The only way you don't have to cut it out is if the sight channel is the same plane the entire way. Now, if it bumps up like this one did, when you go to do it, it's going to pinch, and then it's going to throw off the whole build. So again, I say it in every video when I'm not doing a trim jig, cut this out before you do it, because it sucks, because, okay, if I didn't, then I just lost this piece of material, which again is it adds up. So let's bend it. Oh, before I do, I'm going to add the eyelets for a little bit of strength, and then we'll move on. Right, now we are ready, and all I'm doing here is I'm looking down in between. All right, let's bring this. God, I love the looks of this. For the optic. There we go. We're going to pull that. Line that up. And I'm doing it to the outside of the trigger guard. I'm going to cut on the outside of that line as well. And then I'll slowly bring it in. And then obviously this is going to go whoop, like so. I'm going to go ahead, cut that on the bandsaw. And it's going to start looking like a holster. All right, well, here we are with the rough cut. I'm going to go ahead and finish what we're doing. I got to clearance it a little bit more because, as you can see, my knuckle drags on there. So I just do a little bit of a boop right there, and that will do pretty good. I am going to go ahead, the fold. I didn't like the way the fold came out, so I'm going to reheat that and do the fold again. As you can see, it's crooked. So that means it didn't have adequate heat on one side. No big deal. I'm going to go ahead and fix that while we do everything else. So I'm going to go on the belt sander, fix up the edges, and then I'm running inside because I got dinner to cook. So I will most likely finish this when we come out. And here we are, all clean. Like I said, I fixed that sight channel, and we are ready to go ahead and throw that together. Now that dinner is done, everyone's fed, everyone's happy, let's get this together, and I'll fill you in on a little pretty freaking sick announcement. Stay tuned. Yeah, as always, my favorite part. Now there are some pencil marks on here, so we'll go ahead, just give it a quick rub down. I don't know if you can hear the 3D printer in the background right now. I'm doing a 17L, and it's actually coming out pretty good. All right. Now, let's get, those are going to be for the QLS system. Those are 1/2 inch. These are 1/4 inch. And these are 0.4375. I might have to do 1/2 inch. We won't know until we get there. But this is 093, so it's a little bit thicker. And of course, cat hair. So before I do the retention, I always do the inside, because with fat fingers, that inside sucks. Get those. Those bushings are 3/8, by the way. I do have 1/2 inch as well. Not really needed. Alright, now let's do Les retention. I might do, like I said, I might do the 1/2 inch. We're gonna see where this sits. Yeah, I'm probably gonna do 1/2 inch because that feels good, but there's still a lot of threads showing. And the more threads you have, the harder it's going to be for it to come out. So 1/2 inch. And this is why I have a lot of the sizes from Holstersmith in stock, so we could revert back to what we need to do. All right. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. All right, swap that back out. Again, I don't do Loctite on these because this has adjustable cant in it. So it's always my recommendation to whoever ends up with the product to adjust it to where you like it and then Loctite it. So what we're going to do is we're going to even it out. Pretty much make this parallel with the sight channel or the top of the slide. And then we'll go until we hear an ugga dugga. All right. And let's see here. We got hole A goes into slot B. There we go. Bada bang. And there we have it. So there's an FNX 45 tactical with the TLR 7 in black multicam on a QLS, which is quick lock system plate, and a Safari or a Talon mid drop duty. And this is going straight to FN. Unlike yesterday's build, this one came out absolutely amazing, and I didn't mess it up. So right hand QLS fork, receiver plate, mid drop in a custom image, and here we have the finished product for an FNX 45 with TLR 7. So the FNX 45 comes factory with optics, suppressor height sights, and a threaded barrel. So, and you can see the threaded barrel, it is not even protruding from there, and I can't be happy with how this feels. And it's going straight out in the morning to, drum roll, well, yeah, it's going to FN. So, or one of the employees there. I haven't told a lot of people, but your favorite holster guy here is officially partnered with FN America, and I will be doing their holsters for prototype guns, new guns, old guns. So we have partnered up, so you're going to be seeing Faltec holsters matched up with FN handguns. We are still in the works. I've already signed all the paperwork, and I'm curious to see what happens, where the relationship goes, and there's really not a lot I could say other than your boy's going to be making their holsters. So that's pretty freaking awesome. I'm super excited for the opportunity. Huge thank you to FN America. And the fact that they're giving me this opportunity means the absolute world to me. So this is one of many that's going to be going down there, and we'll see what the future holds. So maybe I'll get to take a tour of the facility when I go down there. But how cool is that? So starting in a 10 by 12 bedroom, now in a 6,000 square foot garage, which is the shop at home. And partnering, this little one-man operation is partnering with a major weapons manufacturer in the United States. So I am super stoked about that, and I can't wait to see where it goes. So, but we have here that finished holster. It feels great, and I'm moving on to the next one. We're going to have some fun, but this is going to be out. I have a pile of other orders that are going out. And I appreciate all you guys. I appreciate everyone watching. Holstersmith for providing everything you see that we use in these videos. And let's hit 20,000 subscribers. So on that note, I'm going to edit this video, get it out to you guys. I'm going to start on the next one. And I will see you guys in the next episode. See you later. Keep moving forward. Love you. Bye.